Right, welcome everybody to another episode of Chris and Dave's Reality Cast. I'm one of your hosts, Chris Phelps. My co-host and very good friend is Mr. Dave Horrocks.
Hey there, Chris, and hello to our listeners out there. Welcome to Chris and Dave's Reality TV Cast. We are covering Bachelor Season 26, Episode 3. Now, Chris, they made us wait 2 weeks for this one. Where do you want to start?
Well, I've got to say, Dave, we waited 2 weeks. I was chomping at the bit, and it didn't disappoint, but it wasn't as good as the last episode, I didn't think. So we start with, I mean, it's amazing the way they've done this, because I always say this Bachelorette DNA is, you have a baddie of some sort, all of a sudden randomly comes to the front. However, we've had Cassidy and Shanae from the start just being a pair of horrible girls. And it was sort of Cassidy's turn at the start of the episode, Dave, and I still say that her and Shanae are actresses because the way they're playing it to the cameras, it's that sort of, well, I've got a rose sort of thing. And everyone's going on about them, like slagging them off. And you've got Clayton go to see Jesse, and Jesse's looking like fucking some sort of Buzz Lightyear toys, like startled like this, going, oh my God, well, you can take them. It's up to you, you know. It just felt, I think Clayton's response was genuine to a point, and obviously they're getting the directions from the cameras and stuff, but I just felt with the Cassidy thing, it was like, well, you're going home, I think, the way you react, because she was being horrible, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think they're actresses, but I think they are playing a game, or were. Cassidy released a TikTok at last episode, so not last week, the week before, which kind of spoiled it, because she was basically going on that, oh, well, you've thrown me out because I had a relationship before I went in there, and yet you've done exactly the same. That was the essence of it. I never saw it, I only heard about it. But apparently the TikTok finished off with something like "fuck off, Clayton." So unless she is playing the long game on Instagram, I don't think she's an actress. I think she has just gone in there with a plan. I think she thought she was better at playing the game than she actually was, though. And I must admit, Chris, I remember when the episode started, I was genuinely quite excited for it. But I was thinking, I can't remember why I'm excited. I can't remember what happened. So it did take me a few minutes to just calibrate and think, oh, right, yeah, Cassidy and Shanae, couple of dicks. And, this is where it finished off, wasn't it, with Clayton speaking to Jesse and saying, can I take a rose back? But I mean, at that point, I'm still thinking it's salvageable. And then she does everything, doesn't she? She was horrible to the girls. And again, the old producers, they've proper fucking stitched her up there, haven't they? They've really made sure she's front and center, looking like an absolute dick, saying, basically, I've got a rose. What are you going to do about it? What's he going to fucking do? So by the time they have that conversation, I'm like, is he going to keep her? Maybe again. We know that the producers do like a villain, so they might just say, Clayton, can we keep her around? So she can be villainous, and let's face it, you're dragging her over the coals for having this relationship before she came in here, and you've got a relationship with 30 girls. But no, the way it went, I think she could have salvaged it, but she almost threw herself under the bus, didn't she, with what she said? So the conversation turned from, have you got this friends with benefits arrangement on the outside, and you're FaceTiming this bloke, whenever you can, to she'd said, oh, what was it now? She said something like, I haven't had any relationship of any kind going back to the summer of 2019. And then when it transpires that she has had this friends with benefits relationship, it's like, oh, right, well, so you've just blatantly fucking lied to me then. So she threw herself under the bus, really. I think it could have been salvageable from that point. But, I mean, The other reason I don't think she's an actress, Chris, is those fucking tears.
Yeah.
She was proper like throwing it out there, but I wasn't buying it for a second. So I guess she could be on some crappy soap. But it was all just fake as fuck for me.
Yeah, I agree. I completely agree. And after everything that we're going through in the UK, Dave, not to get too political, she could have been a member of the Conservative Party there, because she was like, exactly, you stolen my thunder, because that was exactly what I was going to say. When he was asking her, have you been in a relationship? I have not been in any relationship since 2019. And she was very careful the way she phrased it. Now, Sierra was the one who she told she'd been FaceTiming with a guy who she was obviously, like you said, friends with benefits, hooking up before the production. Her eyes give it away. She was blinking. She was really trying to, no, I have not been in a relationship. But it's like, I mean, the thing is, look at it like this. What I have a problem with is with this whole thing is Cassidy was not a good person and she had to go. And the whole, like you said, and I said, the whole I have a rose, what the fuck are you going to do about it? Well, I'll tell you what, we're going to change the format, give it me back. If she was hooking up with somebody before this show, what really does it matter? She was lying through her teeth. She was absolutely lying. I believe that in my honest hand on heart, it was purely a career move. The old classic reality one, Grant crap style, Dave. She's in a relationship, or her off married at first sight Australia. What was she called? The girl it was a brother that she was snogging her face off.
Yeah. The one who got found out right at the end of the reunion. I can't remember her name. Oh, was it Bex?
Bex, that's it. So Bex, just like Bex. Beck. Yeah, I got sold off for calling her Bex, didn't I? Beck. But I agree. I think it's that scenario. She's gone on there for the career side of it, the social media thing. She's probably got a boyfriend. That's what really happened. But even if what she's saying is true, none of these people really know Clayton. We saw him for 2 minutes in Michelle's season before he got booted off. And then they had that weird segment with the kids about what a great guy he was. And it was like, well, this is strange. And then you'd found out through your various sources, Dave, that he was going to be the Bachelor. So it all tied in and made sense because we were questioning that whole scene. And I just think if she was doing it and she's sleeping with a guy and it's friends with benefits, I don't see what the problem is. You're going on there to fake fall in love with a man or a woman. That's it. But like you said, she absolutely tongue-tied herself. Then she admitted to him later on that she had been sleeping with this guy. And it was like, Clayton was like, well, see you, but I'm with you. When she turned them tears on, it was like when you used to watch Police Squad or Naked Gun and someone would have a tap at the side of the face, you know, with the tears streaming down the face. It was just so unnatural. I'm with you 100%. You had to go, but I always question that morality on the Bachelor and Bachelorette because they don't half take a stance at people they don't like, and that's it. And I think she was good. I didn't like her, but it was weird this week. It was weird how there were certain things going on that they accepted and other things that they didn't. And it was just, I couldn't put my finger on it. I thought it was a cracking start. And you watched it before me, and then the end was the same. I thought the end was a bit better, but there was just a lot of filler stuff and a lot of weird interactions. Some of the girls I've never even heard speak were front and centre. There was one this week. Was it Lindsay or something? Or what? I've never even heard her speak, and she's there crying her eyes out for like 10 minutes through the episode. It was just like, what? So weird.
Like I say, I'm probably going to get to about episode 5 or 6. So people of note, I'm going to write their names down, but other people who just show up for a bit, I'm just like, I can't be asked committing your name to memory. But yeah, the thing about the whole Cassidy situation, again, it's just dripping with hypocrisy, isn't it? It's like when they say on here, oh, one of my, red flags or my what do they say? Not red flags, but one of my things is basically cheating. Now, thanks for the chat. Can you send the next girl in, please? And so, again, it's just nonsense. But I don't think she went because she had this guy on the outside, this friends with benefits. I think the person who reported it to Clayton was basically implying that I guess she had this guy on the outside, so was going to hook up with him straight as soon as The Bachelor had finished. but it didn't really come across in the conversation with Cassidy and Clayton. That I think it was more that she got caught out lying. It's like, such a blatant lie that she tripped over herself with. That Cassidy gave Clayton the easiest excuse to just get her out then. And I think, but it's all just still absolutely dripping with hypocrisy, and I love it.
Yeah, me too. And then we go straight into the rose ceremony, and it was Shanae who ended up being the last one to get the rose. She's giving it the big one on the camera. I think she was worse than Cassidy. I think Shanae is just horrid. And look, you could be completely right about this actress theory I have. If anybody's an actress, it's Shanae, because she is horrible. And he gives her the rose. It's like the old classic joke. This is the final rose. We always laugh about it. Gives her the rose, all that. But from that moment on, it was just the Shanae show, wasn't it? I mean, she goes after Elizabeth. I don't know what's going on there, whether she's threatened with her because she feels she's better looking than her. I've not seen Elizabeth do anything. Elizabeth's cooking shrimps. She comes in and even it's like it's a buffet. And I've got to say, Dave, if it was me, I probably would have took about 8 of them shrimps and fucked off. I think she made enough for one shrimp gate. She made enough shrimps for one each. These fucking 20 women, 18 women at this point left in the show, and she makes a plate, and they're all going, "Oh, I could murder some shrimp." What, the fucking 18 we had on a plate? Well, you're not going to fucking be hungry after that. So I was laughing at that day because I thought, well, Sinead's just gone in there and gone, "Oh, fuck this, I'm having all of them."
No, have you seen the size of the girls, Chris? They probably do just eat one fucking shrimp.
Oh, no, yeah.
But again, you can see the hands of the producers all over this, though, can't you?
Yes.
Just like, you know what, Sinead, it'll really piss Elizabeth off if you just go and nab loads, and even with the editing, they're clocking it up. It's like Count off Sesame Street, 7 shrimps, 8 shrimps. They've got the fucking number coming up on the screen. And so that, us as the viewers, we're left in no doubt that she is having more than her fair share, Chris. And I just thought it was a good bit of fun. And I do think Sinead comes across more like an actress. She comes across like a soap opera actress, and she's definitely playing that villain role, and I think she's playing it quite well. But I don't know. I can't believe that is her genuine personality. Again, I'm not sure she's an actress, but more someone who's gone in with a game plan that she is going to be the villain, because she nabs all the shrimps. And then obviously got a bit full. And then it's like, does anyone want the shrimp? As if she's just made Mattel. Then, she's kind of like, no one wanted my shrimp.
So after all that, I tell you what pissed me off, Dave. We get Caitlin back. The IKEA fucking wardrobe levels of presenting.
Oof,
she's back,
harsh.
Dave.
Harsh,
She's useless. She's there.
I've been told on good authority that you should, if you hate her so much, you should go back and watch her season to get a bit more context.
Dave.
I mean, me personally, I'm not going to do that, but I don't give her as hard a time as you.
Dave, I don't care what authority that's off, and I know exactly who said that, Dave. I am sticking to my guns, Dave. She may be an amazing person, but as a presenter, she's a fucking wardrobe, Dave. There's no personality. I'm sticking to it. I'm going to get so much abuse for that. I know exactly who's going to come after me now. But anyway, so what I will say is we get this round table thing, and what pissed me off so much is that it's it's just not genuine. And it's like, right, can everybody, I'm going to ask some really hard questions. Here we go. Can you please stand up if there's parts of yourself you're not proud of? Well, nobody in the fucking world, Dave, throughout their life is going to be proud of it. So it's the most generic, open-ended question we ever see. Clayton gets up, puts the old classic generic Bachelor line. Yeah, I've put walls up in the past and it's ruined over relationship. Let me get a sick bucket, Clayton. What a load of shit. Then we get the self-sabotaging bullshit. It's like, fuck me. Then Genevieve sets up. So Clayton's line is the Bachelor DNA. Like you were watching that reality program, which I've got to watch, that Unreal. You know, it's just that. And then Genevieve, she's saying, I've self-sabotaged. Really, she's crying. So Clayton's there with the generic stuff. Then fucking Hunter steps up, Dave. And that wasn't forced at all. That was horrible. And I sort of sat there going, Clayton, you've just said the most false bullshit we've ever seen. And then Hunter has come out and told some truly awful things she went through in a relationship, Dave. I did feel dead sorry for her. And I sort of then thought the fucking producers, again, have just absolutely tied this poor girl up. And she's bared her soul, you know, shared some really, really nasty stuff she went through with her boyfriend. I just felt so sorry for her.
I think the problem is, Chris, by the time it got to that bit, I'd got myself into such a seething rage over this whole scene.
Yes.
It didn't really land with me, but I agree. It seemed to be quite horrible. But for a start, we've fucking seen this before. Not many seasons ago. I can't remember which one it was.
Katie's, Dave.
Was it Katie's, was it?
Yeah. Yeah.
It looks like the same fucking room, but it's just like a big black room and white chairs and stuff, all sitting around, sharing, you know, whatever. But the fakeness, Chris, having a bunch of fucking narcissists talk about their body issues, it's so irritating. And I actually wondered what you thought about this, because I was just, all the way through this, I'm just like, oh, fuck off. Because it's almost like, you know, he started off with that bullshit thing, like you say, you know, I haven't brought down my walls previously and not been vulnerable or whatever. It's just like, fuck off, bullshit. You've been fucking on Tinder, like banging all the birds that you possibly can. That's not fucking not being able to bring your walls down. But then, you know, it's all the body issue stuff, and it's like, I used to look at myself in the mirror and, you know, look at my belly, and it's not, I get really upset about it. But it's almost telling a story, Chris, of all of these stick-thin people. And Clayton, you know, he's got that pro footballer fucking shape to him. It's almost like, you know, growing up, I had body issues. Well, whoop-de-fucking-do. Welcome to the human race. And, you know, but now I've been hitting the gym hard. I'm hot and sexy, and fucking I've done so much growing. I'm a much better person now because I'm in shape. It's almost like it's telling that story, isn't it? It's like, you know, I felt bad when I had body issues. Now it's all okay. So I just, there's something about this whole scene that just rubbed me up the wrong way. Like I say, start off having a bunch of narcissists talking about their body issues, just put me in a bad mood.
I'll tell you what got me, Dave, after this was he goes on a date with Eliza. There's loads of chemistry there. The kissing, it seems really they did seem quite genuine, that, and there's a real good connection together. It's when they go on this thing where they have to strip down in LA to their undies. Now, I'm not being funny, Dave. It was Clayton and Sarah. Clayton's got his black supposed boxers on. They do look like swimming shorts. I know it's different, but she's got a proper like sports bikini on, Dave. That is not what she was wearing underneath. They'd already got the memo. I'm not saying we wanted to see her in, you know, a proper like bra thing. Leaves a lot to be...
shit. It was just sprung on them. It's like,
yeah, exactly.
Sure, you put matching bra and knickers on, you know?
Yeah, exactly. You've both got black gear on, but basically bra and knickers. And then they're just fucking running through, and it's so fake. And they're trying to say it as if loads of people are watching, and they're just going past the same couple of people in this park, aren't they, where they're running? And I was just like, what is this? You know, this. And then he's saying about that girl who's one of the previous, and he's like, oh, this is one of my great friends. I'm like, you don't even know her. Just like, it was like, oh my God. Yeah. That Becca, she was called. It was just like, you have only just met her. Oh, I thought she'd be a great friend, but I'm questioning our friendship now because I got stripped down to me undies. It was just fucking bollocks, honestly. I mean, they've both got great bodies, no doubt about it. And then, like you say, Clayton, you know, proper pro football. Sarah's got a great body. He was now wrong with it, but it just felt a bit weird. It just didn't, I don't know, it didn't hit for me at all, that.
See, I must admit, I was thinking, all right, to be fair, I would not like to be in that position.
Yeah.
But think about it, Chris. They've just been having this fucking circle jerk about all their body issues and whatever. And then the producers are rubbing their hands and going, right, let's get them naked running around in fucking public then. But I think it was the singing bit. I was thinking, fucking hell. And
God.
The camera was flashing to other people, and it's like, oh, I would not like this at all. So I think I kind of enjoyed that just for the cringe factor.
It reminded me of that guy. I always forget his name, Cameron. Oh, fucking Love Is Blind when he was selling a rapper.
See, it wasn't as bad as that, though, was it? If he'd have gone out there and started spitting out some rhymes, oh my God, that would have made my day.
Fucking brilliant. Let me beatbox for you, Sarah. Well, I'll lay a track down so you can do your thing. It was ridiculous. And I know they've got to do it, but Clayton looked completely uncomfortable, Dave, didn't he? He just looked like, what the fuck am I doing with my life here? What the hell am I doing? And I've got to do this fucking for the next 5 or 6 weeks as well. And I can't fucking turn it down. It was just weird. And I think from that point, the last 20 minutes of the show was just Sinead. Sinead being a bitch to Elizabeth. She then accused all the girls of being bullies. She told Clayton, didn't she, about Elizabeth? I don't, unless they've not edited it in, Dave, I've not seen Elizabeth do much wrong, to be honest. She stood up for herself. The odd snidey comment, no problem with that. Sinead is one of the worst. I cannot see. I mean, Sinead was just playing the victim there, and I think she's the bully because all the girls were just like, I can't put up with this anymore. So whether it's even worse off camera, I don't know.
When you say the last 20 minutes was, a bit mundane, did you have a brain fart when the whole Baywatch thing was happening?
I was just about to say the Baywatch thing. Nicole Edgar, who I don't even remember, is a massive Baywatch fan. I do not actually remember her. She's a legend, apparently. I had to look her up there. She was in 44 episodes, but no disrespect to her, she's a good looking woman. But obviously, I was more interested in Pam and Yasmin Bleave at the time, probably, Dave. So that's probably why.
And what's the other one who was in Under Siege with
Erica Eleniak? It's amazing how I know all these names.
Yeah. It's crazy, isn't it? I mean, just pulling these names out of thin air. I have to say, I enjoyed that group date, Chris. Now, I'm pretty sure I've told you this story, but I think I did it on the VHS, or maybe it was in private. You stop me if I've told this before.
Okay.
But see, the thing is with this theme tune, Chris, it does bring back almost PTSD feelings for me. So back in the day when I was at uni, I was actually engaged with this,
if you have told us this
person
one
at the time. Have I told you this one on this podcast?
No, you haven't. No, you haven't. I'm joking. Sorry. Go on. Sorry.
It's fucking getting old. Losing all my memories. All my marbles.
Being a bellend. Sorry, go on.
So I ended up, and this person was, she was quite possessive and just really protective of, well, when I say protective, I don't know if that's quite the right word, but she was fiercely all over the idea that I would ever look at another woman. So, no, I went round to her mates, and there was a few of us there, and we were revising for exams, which meant we did that for about half an hour, and then we were just dicking around for the rest of the afternoon. And it was, but we happened to put on a bit of Baywatch, which obviously I wouldn't do back at the flat with my partner at the time. And it was just one of those things, watching it. But then when I got back later on that afternoon, I inadvertently just started like humming the theme tune. Like, I'll be there. And completely rumbled and fucking, man alive, that created a massive argument. I was like, I'd really thrown myself under the bus. Like I was saying, Cassidy, she'd thrown herself under the bus. I've completely thrown myself under the bus, and I think I couldn't quite believe the reaction that it generated. But every time I hear the theme tune now, I think back to that and just think of like fucking almost watching fucking Baywatch in secret, but then humming the theme tune. Just, what a dick.
But I think I may have said this on my Under Siege review, Dave, on the VHS Strikes Back, or one of them, but there is a story regarding Baywatch and Gladiators, which I've told you many times, and the art of knowing what creeps were going on the stairs when Pamela Anderson was on the TV. He was a 13-year-old young impressionable lad. Yeah, CJ Parker, in a house full of 7-8 people. So, you had to take them chances when you could there. Let's say no more. It's a completely different podcast.
Danger wink.
Oh my God.
Dear.
If anybody wants to know the definition of my childhood, listen to the VHS Strikes Back American Pie episode. That's all I'm going to say.
Oh my God. It all came out then, didn't it?
That was amazing. What an episode. That's where we steer people to. So if you ever want to listen to that and understand what we're talking about, that is pretty much our childhood. But there you go. Anyway, moving rather swiftly on, Dave. Yeah, you're right. The Baywatch thing, the iconic, the swimsuits, everything. It was all there, all daft, wasn't it? The CPR things and that. And what was uncomfortable, and you're right, I fucking forgot about this, Sinead's kiss, Dave. What the fuck was going on there? She wrapped her legs around him. What kept making me laugh was when they were like blanking out some of the girls' asses, Dave. Like where they've got these next to nothing swimsuits on, and then they get like the sort of black box. I couldn't understand that. I was like, well, they've got a swimsuit on, so I don't know what's going on there. But when Sinead jumped on him, and it went from like a little bit of a snug, like, oh, she's going in for the kill, like, okay, you can put him down now, Sinead, because everyone was uncomfortable. I was uncomfortable watching it. All the girls were, and they're all like, I will say with Sinead, whatever I think of her, she's shooting a shot, literally, and she does not give a fuck what the other girls think, Dave. And I think that will come unstuck for her eventually, probably in the next episode. But for pure entertainment, you need them sort of characters.
I don't know if she will go in the next episode. I think Clayton's such a buffoon. He's got no idea about what's going on, does he? All she was doing the, walking up to him like she was a fucking stripper or something, and then hopping onto him. And then I'm not sure if the kiss was for him or for the rest of the girls kind of thing. So, yeah, the rest of the girls really didn't like that. It went on for way too long. But I think Clayton was enjoying himself, to be honest.
Yeah, he did well, actually. And Sinead kicks off anyway because Gabby won it, didn't she? She gets the kiss and she's worked my ass off and all this stuff. Like she was not happy. And that's the perfect way with Sinead because she knows she's boiling. But what was funny, right? So when they go back to the house and we're like, it's the last bit of the show and she's gone to Clayton. Like I said before, she's told on Elizabeth. Elizabeth sees Clayton. Elizabeth says, I can't really speak to you about this sort of thing. Basically, I can't get my point across the way I want to. Speak to the others. And he sort of says, I'm going to do the voting tomorrow. And then Sinead turns it on herself and then it turns it on the girls and that, and she's giving it the big in and all this stuff. And I'm just like, what? To have no awareness of what you're doing or just to not care about anything, but then to put the crocodile tears on. Brilliant reality TV baddie, Dave, without a doubt. Absolutely 101 out of the playbook for me. She was trying to turn Clayton against every single one of them girls. And I don't think it's going to work at all. But it was like when your parents have an argument or you go to someone's house, a couple, and they've had an argument and they're trying to be dead nice, aren't they? Like, do you want a drink? Yes. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Do you want? Yeah. And you can just tell that they've had a fucking storm in Barney, literally just before you've opened the door. And that's how Clayton walks in, oblivious to the girls. Well, he might have seen it off camera, but oblivious that they were arguing. He's like, well, there's a few things come to light. I'll see you tomorrow. And I was just like, he's not got. If you
Glad
didn't
to
see
you girls are getting on.
What an atmosphere. What a family we've got together. And then he's like, I'll see you tomorrow. So you might be right about being a buffoon because he does seem unaware of his surroundings, to be honest. I can feel as if off camera, the producers are just like, right, you need to stand there and have this reaction. He's a strange character for me, Dave. I don't think he's right for this show at all.
I don't know. I kind of feel like, I mean, the show is not really about The Bachelor, is it? It's about the girls. No. They're the ones bringing the entertainment. So he's just a fucking plank of wood who just has to stand there. I think the entertainment is definitely with the girls. And I would think it would be hard for Sinead to keep up this, 100% villain and just while all of the other girls, are rallying against her. But behind the cameras, you're going to have the producers egging her on to do it even more. So it's not like she's on her own in there. She's got her allies, but they're just behind the camera. So that's what I find, interesting about where this one's going to go. I think, I can't help but feel sorry for Elizabeth on a human level because she hasn't done anything wrong, but she seems to get the brunt of Sinead's venom. I think she just ultimately sees her as a threat.
Yes.
She'd said the other girl, the other blonde girl was bullying her as well, and she came in and she looked really upset as well at just the idea of it. And then Sinead's just playing all coy and everything. Oh, well, you guys, you change when she's here and whatever. It's all just bollocks, And I just. I think it was brilliant. the start and the end, the start with Cassidy and the end of this episode, I just thought were great. And obviously in real life, I would really take a dislike to Sinead, but on this show, it's fucking brilliant.
Exactly. No, honestly, I'm with you completely. If you didn't have these characters, I keep looking though, right, Dave, because I'm pretty certain that Sinead's going to go. And I'm looking at the rest of the cast, and so far, no one else is going to be a baddie. So if someone else turns up in the next episode, because I think Sinead's going to go pretty quick. And if she doesn't, fair enough, it's going to be Sinead for the next few episodes. But if she does, someone's going to step up and be a baddie from nowhere. And that's where I call fake on the whole thing then, but even more than normal, because it's like nobody has had the airtime. No one's showing anything that's unreasonable, unless someone goes full heel all of a sudden from nowhere. But look, you're right. It makes great TV. If we haven't got them characters, this show is pretty boring because he's got no charisma. I call out Caitlin. I think probably actually Clayton's the fucking IKEA wardrobe, Dave. Actually, I think she's just the chest of drawers. He's the full 7-foot wardrobe because he's got nothing, has he? So, yeah, let's see what happens. But it is shaping up to be a pretty interesting season. I've not watched the Bachelor series properly. Well, I think all the ones we've watched, we've sort of gone, oh my God. But this is one I'm actually invested in because I love the fact that it's just complete drama. It's brilliant.
It's just better, isn't it? Better all round. So we'd watched Matt's season, obviously historic first Black Bachelor, but really wasn't that entertaining. You had the girl turning up, and it's like, oh, I realise, we're meant to be together and whatever, but she was gone in an episode. So there just wasn't enough drama after. I hate to say it, Chris, because I thought she was a horrid character, but that Victoria, basically, once she'd gone, all the sort of drama went out of the house and it stopped being entertaining. The Bachelorette seasons haven't been as entertaining. 3 episodes in, I think this is my favourite so far.
Yeah, I'm with you. I think we've given this one a proper chance, haven't we? Now, like the Claire Tasha one, Claire was the drama. Once she left, Tasha was just a complete opposite. She was just nice. We were saying, thank God for that. A couple of episodes into Tasha's, like half a season, we were both like, pretty boring this.
Where's Claire and Dale? What are they up to now?
Yeah, every episode, you know what I mean? Like, we need Claire and Dale. So it's one of them, and you don't want the bad guys and bad girls to win. However, you sort of like, I really miss you. Where are you? So let's see, mate.
Love to hate them, don't you? That's the thing.
Brilliant. It's brilliant. Anyway, Dave, so we've got another week ahead of all this. I'm still waiting to see if we get any luck with the production company for Maths Australia. We've put the call in. It's gone on to the PR. We're hoping to get screeners of that, aren't we? So we can review it because that is out on the 31st of January, which is next week, guys. So let's see with that, because I don't want to miss that, Dave. I mean, it was months before it come on the UK this last year, wasn't it? I think it finished in around about April, May in Australia, but we didn't get it till October. So I don't want that. And we cannot afford to. If we do get it, we'll I'm sort of talking for you now, Dave, without even speaking to you off the podcast, but we probably will do it.
Why change habits?
Of a lifetime. I'll just announce what we do without even asking you. But anyway.
Oh, yeah, Too Hot to Handle series 3 is on Netflix as well.
We're doing that as well. Forget your job, Dave, and your family and that. Yeah, we're doing that as well. No, but we will. If we get the nod, then we will look at that, because that's it's so good. That it's fucking brilliant TV. So let's see. But anyway, guys, if you want to support us, get over to Patreon, patreon.com/CD realitycast. If you want to email us, cdrealitycast@gmail.com. I'm sure somebody is going to email us, Dave, about my indiscretions regarding Caitlin. I'm waiting for this, Dave. I know exactly who's going to come and get me. And then if you want to follow us on social media @CD realitycast. So the roll call of honor for today: Kent Gustafson, Lucky Lulu Green, Lauren, Susan, Priscilla, Dee Dee, Katie, Libby, Helen, Joanna, Zoe, Amy, Noreen, Brianna, Helen, Keith, and Michelle. That's all I'm going to say, Dave. That's all I'm going to say. So thank you so much, guys. Your support is, honestly, I mean, Dave, we're so humbled by it. It's really good here. Dave, and that's all I've got for today, I think, my friend.
Very good, very good. I can't remember if I told you, Chris, but one of the episodes we did, obviously the Patreon episode, we talked about a few different shows that were out there, but I've actually watched one of the shows we discussed on there, all of the Chippendale, the Curse of the Chippendales.
Yeah.
It's actually pretty interesting, although I don't think there is much of a curse about it. It's just like dodgy fuckers getting what's coming to them eventually, you know. It's like you play with fire, you eventually get fucking burned. So yeah, it's not like you know, like the Superman curse where horrible things happen to, you know, a lot of the actors who'd played Superman. This is just, yeah, you just fucking mess with gangsters and catches up with you.
Yeah, exactly, Dave. Exactly. And I do need to watch that, because I suggested it and it's on my Prime there, ready to go, but we just haven't watched it. But I will. I'll crack on with that, because I love stuff like that. So once I start watching it, I have to see it through, because I love this. The documentaries are my forte. I've struggled so much to watch a proper series these days. I've got to be really invested in it to watch a drama. But anything documentary that's real, that's happened, then I'm all over it. So yeah, it's perfect for me, Dave.
Nice one. Well, thank you very much, sir, and thanks to all you guys out there listening, and we'll speak to you next time.
Bye.